barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So I just saw an article by Bob Arum on Bad Left Hook. First of all, June 29th is going down in Houston, Texas at Lavish Cuts Barbershop. It's going down like 4 flats on an Impala. Turn up, show up and show out. Bring your cousin, bring your best friends, bring your girls, bring your girl best friend, bring her. We need some estrogen in that motherfucker. Bring, because there's going to be a bunch of kings in that motherfucker. We need some queens. Alright? Bring them. And if you're not black and you support the LDBC, bring your motherfucking ass too. We want to see you. You know what I mean? Because that picture we going to take is going to be epic. Can't wait to see you, Black Fight fan, and everyone else. Y'all got to see me on this video. Fuck this shit. Sitting there charging the car. Late night. Y'all got to see me on this fucking video, dog. Let's see if I can. Y'all got to see me on this one. Fuck that. Hey, Bob Arum just said there is no budget for Terence Crawford to fight Kell Brook. 2, he has no hopes of putting him on pay-per-view because it won't generate the income to pay his opponent. Drum roll. I told you so, Terence. Drum roll, Terence. They're not allocating money your way. Drum roll, you're going to be a regional fighter. Drum roll, you need the black audience to make you a bigger fighter. Drum roll, you done did it their way and it has failed you. Drum roll, bring your ass back over here and celebrate your success with the niggas that look like you. Alright, and at this point I can care less because you've made your decision on what you want to do. You got to see my face on this shit. Because it's I forgot I can cut the lights on. Dome light on. Okay? Because at this point you've made your decision on what you want to do, and that's fine. Do what you want to do. But when the promoter comes out and says they don't want you on pay-per-view and they don't have the budget for your opponent, and they dancing Tyson Fury around this motherfucking country like he's the king. More importantly, he's a champion. Terence, that nigga ain't no champion. That nigga is a visitor. He's an international fighter. That's what he is. He ain't no champion. The nerve of ESPN to call Tyson Fury a champion and say he's going to generate all this money and he got $100 million, whatever that much money they say he got, and they can't afford $3 to $5 million to pay your opponent. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, don't have $3 to $5 million to pay Kell Brook for a fight? Terence, he said he gonna send you back to Omaha, Nebraska. You know what that does for you in negotiations with Earl Spence? You know what his statement does for you in negotiations for Terence Crawford? Don't you know Bob Arum knows every word that comes out of his mouth, Terence? You don't remember him, but I used to interview you. You don't remember this, but I used to interview Bob Arum all the time. Bob Arum and I am the best person to ever interview Bob Arum. Because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck that he's been in the game 50 years. I'm obviously going to have a great sense of decorum. But I'm going to dig and ask those questions. Bob knows when I come, we coming for a great conversation. He knows. All y'all other media outlets, nah, he knows. He going to give y'all what y'all want to hear, and you're not going to rebuttal him. Y'all too afraid to rebuttal Bob. How the fuck he going to pay Amir Khan $5 million? But not pay Kell Brook $5 million. And more importantly, not take care of his fighter. So the sum of this is, Terence, if you're not generating any income, he can give a fuck about you. He can give a fuck. Because pay now, win later. That's what an investment is, right, Terence? Right? Right, Bob? If I invest in you now, I know I'm going to get it on the back end. He ain't doing that with you. He said he's going to put your ass right back in Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, wherever that is. Put you in Creighton's basketball court and get 10 to 15,000 people and hopefully make a few dollars. That makes you a regional fighter. Well, you have 8,000 in Vegas, 2,500 was comped. What'd you do in New York? I don't know what you did in New York. I can't recall. But the pay-per-view was obviously less than 100,000 because it didn't generate income, right? So, and he has fear that you're not Bob Arum doesn't believe you're an appreciating asset. You are in a compromised position because if you've never done a business deal, you wouldn't understand this, but your assets in the open market has depreciated. Now, I'm going to say this to you, Terence, and I'm going to keep it real with you. It's not by accident, and there is no coincidence that I, 1, have Errol Spence's phone number. I, 2, have Deontay Wilder's phone number. I, 3, is in collaboration with a group of black men that talk to about 500,000 black people a day. A day! Or a week. Maybe a week. Or maybe in the month. Maybe in a 30-day cycle. We touch at least 500,000 black people every month. Right? Now, you take that into consideration. White people are not supporting you, Terence. You've promoted their way. You've done it their way. I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it. I'm not yelling at you. But I'm going to just be as real as I can be. It's not by accident Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence are the 2 hottest commodities in boxing. Because they have the people pushing them forward. They have people on the line fighting for them every day. Terence, no one is fighting for you on the line every day. No one's making videos about you every day. There's about up to 50 videos a day on Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence combined. Every day. Why? Because we're emotionally attached to them growing. Whether we're their biggest fan, there's an emotional attachment to them. Why? Because they have an appreciation of us. And it's not to like, and it's not like, it's not like we're best of friends. Like I can call him. I have no desire to call them. I only call them like if it's a pressing issue. I'm not overbearing. They know I don't call them. But the point of the matter, there's a level of intimacy between Deontay Wilder and I, Errol Spence and I. He knows my first name, and he knows I'm going to advocate that he gets all the money in the bag. That's it. I don't want none of the money. I don't want to be your best friend. I don't want to hang out in a club with you. I don't want to play ping pong with you, Terence. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to do none of that shit. I have the opportunity to hang out with every fighter that comes to LA. I have a chance to hang out with them every day if I so desire. I can go pick them up from the airport. I can do whatever. Honestly, for real. Nah, I don't want to. I live right by the airport. Right? I have the option to do that as much as I want. All right? Andy Ruiz went down to, what's that TV show last week? I got a phone call. Fred, you want to come down and go? Nah, I'm cool. I don't really want to go. Nah, I'm cool. You can be the first person to interview. Nah, I'd rather spend time with my son that day. I'm being honest with you. I forget what TV show that was, but yeah, then the late night show. I didn't want to. I'll wait for the next chance. So I don't want to be your friend. All right? I want you to get all the money possible. Because at the end of the day, after all this is settled and done, Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder will be 5 times more richer than you, more successful than you, and more important, when they get 45 and Errol Spence want to sell his man down promotions and his man down t-shirts, his line is going to be 100 deep. When Deontay Wilder want to sell his to this day promotions or shirts or grills or hats or cars, whatever he wants to sell, his line is going to be 100 deep. Because we are emotionally attached and we want to spend money with him. I'm the most frugal, richest man you've ever known. For real, for real. I spent $60 on a Deontay Wilder sweater. I tried to buy Errol Spence jacket when I was in Dallas, Texas, but it wasn't for sale. They didn't have none for sale. It was probably $150, $200. I wanted to buy it. I went to his team and be like, do you have these for sale? They said no. I just wanted to support him. I didn't know if I was ever going to wear that jacket. I live in Los Angeles. I have no reason to wear that jacket. But I knew that I just wanted to wear it, you know? So I said that to say this. Stop consulting with your team. Trust your spirit, Terence. Trust your spirit. I see you. I try and watch as much as I can about you and learn about you. Not because for any selfish reasons, but I have an obligation to my subscriber base to tell them about you, the pound for pound best fighter in the world. But to the public, you're not the best fighter in the world. You know, you're arguably a top 3 fighter in the world. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about your popularity should equal who you are in the pound for pound list. That's all I'm saying. Earl Spence is more popular than you, but you have more time in the game than him. You understand what I'm saying? You spent more time at the apex than Deontay Wilder, but Deontay Wilder is more popular than you. Granted, he's a heavyweight. But you've had the opportunity, and you haven't taken full advantage of it. Now, I said to myself months ago, I was listening to Trill Boxing Talk, and they said something. One of them said something. I don't know who it was, and I adamantly agreed with them as it relates. Terence Crawford's mind is made up. He knows what he wants to do. But when Bob Arum says he doesn't have the money, and he's not putting you on pay-per-view, and he's not putting up the money for your success, you come on home. You understand? Like Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith tell LeBron James, come on home, man. You going ball. Come on home. Go ball, nigga. I've been doing all this fucking talking, and my car ain't even charging. Can you believe this shit? So anyways, man, I genuinely want the best for you. I don't know if you want the best for yourself. And you're going to have friends around you that's going to say, I'm not a yes man. I'm definitely not a yes man, and I'm not the dude that's I'm going to tell you what I believe is best for you. Could I be wrong? Yeah, but I don't think I'm wrong because Bob Arum just proved me right. Bob Arum just proved to me what I've been telling you for years. Niggas don't care about you. You're just an asset to them. And when you're not bringing in the money, guess what they gonna do? Push you to the side. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, shit. Hold on. Oh, it's starting to charge now. Alright, so at the end of the day, I wish you well. And I know you've been mad at me for quite some time. You don't like your family members don't like my videos. Your friends don't like my videos. I can tell by the comments in the comment section. I can tell by the emails I get from random anonymous emails, DMs with no friends and no followers. You know what I mean? So I know it's your team. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say this. I told you so. And I don't say it from a place of arrogance. I know there's another black man listening to this video. And you need to understand, I don't give a fuck if it's Terence Crawford, Tim Bradley, whoever else is on that ESPN side. They wasn't tough enough to tell you the truth. I'm tough enough to tell you the truth. I was tough enough to turn down an ESPN job. I'm being real. I was tough enough to do it. Why? Because it wasn't in my best interest. I believed in Terence. I believed and bet on myself. Alright? And it has put me in position where I can do what the fuck I want. And there's many black men in this world that's bet on themselves. You know, we can talk about notable people like Jay-Z, who publicly just became a billionaire. He'd been a billionaire for years, though. Puffy, Dr. Dre, more in our realm, Nipsey Hussle, and people just doing it their way and they just happy. is nothing like having joy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm using your name to talk to every other black man. It's I'd rather get paid 30,000 betting on myself than 50,000 working for someone else. And people don't get that shit. I'd rather get 35. I'd rather make 25,000 because you know why? I'm not gonna pay taxes on that 25,000. But if I work for you or the man, I'm gonna have to pay taxes on that 50,000. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So you're in a conundrum. I don't know when your contract is up, but I'm gonna tell you the real, Terence. Tim Bradley and Andre Ward ain't being honest with you. I know they not, because there's no way in hell a promoter should say publicly, "I don't have the money for you." What? You better lie and say we can't come to an agreement. The fuck you mean? ESPN don't have the money when Tyson Fury got he got $25 million a fight? Get the fuck out of here. Terence, they don't love you, man. They don't love you over there. And I said, I told you so. I told you this day was coming. I told you your pay-per-view numbers were going to be terrible. Because you know why? You didn't have the humility. You didn't have the common sense. I'm going to just say your team. Your team didn't have the humility. Your team didn't have the common sense to bankroll Earl Spence fans. I told your team to call me last September. I'm not going to tell you why, but I made several videos last summer. I said, Terence Crawford's team needs to call me. Because I knew how to help you. I got some information that could have helped you, and you didn't. None of your team reached out to me. I did about 10 videos, told you to call me. You didn't listen. What do I know? I'm just a man with a YouTube channel with about, 37,000 subs. I don't know shit. I just, you know what I mean? Me and the LDBC just gonna have 100 black men show up and show out in Houston, Texas. Over 100 black men will be there, I guarantee it. Why? Because we in the streets working every day, whether it's via YouTube and actually working in the streets. And people can feel the energy. It's a kinetic energy when you touch the streets every fucking day. But what do I know? I'm just a little 5'7" nigga, you know what I mean, that works out every day and loves his family and talks on YouTube 5 to 10 times a day in videos, you know. That's how y'all gonna perceive me. But in order to be a wise man, you gotta have common sense. You gotta start with the common sense. You know what I mean? Everyone wanna be wise. Everyone wanna be the biggest and the baddest. So, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. And Terence, what you gonna do now? Who you gonna fight? Because if you can't fight Kell Brook, you can't fight Danny Garcia. If you can't fight Kell Brook, you can't fight Sean Porter. So the whole time he was downplaying the Danny Garcias and the Sean Porters and the Kell Brooks was because he can't afford them. He done quite possibly made a backroom deal with Eddie Hearn for you give me Amir Khan, I give you Jose Ramirez. I don't know, I'm just guesstimating. Eddie Hearn ain't mentioned Kell Brook's name in years. Maybe Kell Brook has a guarantee on him that Eddie Hearn can't honor neither. I don't know. I'm just a little 5'7" guy with a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you what, I'm not putting my life and my growth in the hands of a Jewish man. Don't you know what Jewish? I learned this 2 weeks ago. I never put this together. You know, we are the original Jews on this earth, right? I've always known that. But Jewish people aren't Jews. They're Jewish. The same aha moment I had 2 weeks ago, thanks to Aaron in the gym, is the same aha moment I had that you're having right now. Bob Arum is Jewish. Terence Crawford, you're the original Jew. Don't ever forget that shit. We've been bamboozled. Today is Juneteenth. Why isn't Juneteenth a national holiday? Why do we have to go to school on Juneteenth? They don't want to empower you. Barbershop conversations. I'm going to just stop there so we can digest all that and then move forward from there. Barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Terrence, I told you so. I'm gone. Peace.